Ladies and gentlemen, live from Berea, Ohio, the stars of the Big Play Network. Let's hear it for Josh and Maria Craig.
Josh, I love the sound of it. How does it feel to be back in Berea, baby?
I love it. Being back here amongst the fans.
Absolutely.
For me, where it all started, live here in Berea, Ohio. The beautiful Berea.
The beautiful Berea, Ohio, out here. And some fans have been out here. We're doing our show live, as you can see. We've taken our show on the road. And some fans have been out here since 7 in the morning.
That's what it's all about.
Line to start opening day at training camp. Josh, what are your first... how does it feel? First of all, we're right behind the facility. How does it feel to be back in the vicinity? And then maybe trying to just, talk about your first training camp experience.
So I get goosebumps because our fans provided such an atmosphere. I want them to understand how they, what they do for our players. They weed out the weak from the strong. So once I came out here as a return man, as a wide receiver, our fans aligned the whole facility, the whole football field. And I can remember seeing guys catch punts before practice. Yeah. And if the guy dropped a punt in front of me, the whole fan base started booing him. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they about to boo me?
I'm next, right?
Do they know I never caught punts before?
Right.
I'm like thinking,
explain yourself.
Yes, I'm thinking like, hey, I'm a quarterback at Kent. This is be my first time, but they don't care.
Put a little discllaimer out there.
Right.
Like, I'm a former QB. Hold on, I'm just now warming up to this position right here.
And I wanted our fans to know that, hey, I'm a quarterback. I started out, but they wanted guys to come here on the team, right?
Yeah.
And I said this last week. They want guys to come here and be ready.
Right.
We're not looking for guys to come here and coaches them to their full potential. No, this is our time.
Yeah.
We're not in a rebuilding phase. Yeah. So our fans are not looking forward to saying like, oh, he'll be great one day. No. Is he going to be great today?
Right now.
If he not,
we need him
go
this
get
season.
somebody. Yes.
Yeah.
Find someone who will. So, in my training camp, I remember, just the pressure and trying to find confidence in myself to catch a punt. One step at a time.
How much practice did you get before actually being put on display at training camp, though?
Not a lot.
Right. And mini camp that happens in June.
And for our older fans, it was the movie 300 had just came out. And that was the movie that I used for confidence.
Go ahead and give it to him. What would you say?
When I was standing back there, I would say, "This is Sparta," in my head. And that gave me enough confidence to say, man, I'm King Leonidas out here. I can catch this punt. Because the punter would kick the ball and it would just leave, in my head, leave the earth atmosphere. Right?
So high up there.
And I caught it off the strength of saying, "This is Sparta." Right. And I caught the punt. And I would say that about 2 to 3 more times before I had the confidence with our fans looking and judging and rooting or booing.
Yeah.
Before I had the confidence and swag to go out there and just, say, man, I'm here for a reason. Right. I know what I can do.
Right.
And had success doing it.
I love it. Can I just say that you played for other teams, but the longest time you had with the Browns. And I don't recall their training camp experience being like it is right here in Cleveland.
It's not.
First of all, we were at, and where was that, Oakland?
Oakland.
They take their training camp to Napa Valley.
Napa Valley.
No one can get to Napa Valley.
Napa Valley is good if you're
if you're going to have some wine.
If you're going to drink.
Yeah.
But for the players, it was awful. We were at a high school.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Right.
I was like, I was looking, I guess I got bougie. Being a Browns player.
Because we spoiled out here.
They did spoil us.
Yeah.
And when I went out there, it was the worst experience ever.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, can I go back to the Browns?
Right. So I'm saying it to say when I meet people who have never come out here and experienced training camp, I always talk them into it. Like, oh, you don't know they have stuff for the kids. They have stuff for the fans. You get so much swag. You get to meet the players and have sign autographs. It's just truly a wonderful experience. And I'm loving it. Like we're seeing right now, the line is just growing.
The line
people are waiting to get in.
all the way down the street.
All the way down the street.
And talking about training camp, our team just left West Virginia, right? And they were at a resort. And this was one of the first times I seen.
Hold on, what?
Yeah, they were at a resort for training camp.
Oh, okay.
And this is one of the first times that I've seen, the Browns take their team away. We usually are here full time.
Yeah,
and
I didn't know that.
It is Coach Stefanski trying to build camaraderie, and he knows how confident our fan base is and how demanding.
Yeah.
I mean, we deserve to win as a fan base here.
Yeah, we do.
So he figured with these young players, and he said this, to build the camaraderie, to be able to focus, to get our guys one-on-one, and they leave and go right to the hotel, right to the, to rest, and they come right back.
Right.
No distractions.
That's so like a little vacay, like a vacation.
A vacation?
Yeah.
No.
A little getaway?
No, it's not a getaway.
Oh, they were out there working?
It's a lot of stress on these players.
Oh, okay.
It is not a vacation.
I thought it was like a little vacation before training camp starts.
You think that's what?
Work in?
You think that's what Coach Stefanski thought?
Little spa treatments, a little manicure,
needed?
pedicure.
You think Njoku was getting a mani-pedi?
I know somebody. Oh, never mind. Let me see. Hold on.
You think they were getting mani-pedis? Stefanski's up there like, oh, I'm next. Give me the French manicure. They were orange
I thought
French
maybe
manicure.
they were having like a spa day or something.
No.
Oh, they were out there like
they were out there grinding.
Okay.
The amount of pressure on these guys, they might have needed a spa day.
That's what I'm saying. Men need spa days too.
But not that kind. Our spa day would just be chilling with a beer or chilling with no noise.
On a leather couch somewhere.
On a couch doing nothing.
Okay, all right.
I like to, on my spare time, babe, I just want to stare out the window.
Right. I love
and
to see
just do
it, though.
nothing. Yes,
anything that makes the team start gelling more and getting to know each other behind the scenes so they can connect on the field is an awesome thing,
Yeah, and I think that it was a lot of camaraderie that happened. So let's look at last week.
Okay.
Last week, there was a video of Elijah Moore and Denzel Ward going at it, competing, wide receiver versus DB.
Okay.
Right. And this was amazing because the caption was, "Who won the rep?" Now there was an awesome route by Elijah, right?
Okay.
And he was our new addition that we got from the Jets.
Oh,
it was
really?
an awesome route.
Okay.
I mean, he came off, and Denzel Ward was with him every step of the way.
As we know he would have been.
Like glue.
Yeah.
I mean, just a millisecond off. But the route was crisp. The defense was crisp. But guess what else was crisp?
What's that?
The throw from Watson.
Oh.
It was a crisp.
Give it to me now.
It was a throw that, even though Denzel Ward was on him like glue, only Elijah could catch this pass. Now, he caught it. But he caught it short of the goal line. And it was a goal line drill. So the caption read, "Who won the rep? Elijah or Denzel Ward?" Even though he caught him.
What were they saying?
I mean, it was like a 50-50.
Right.
Because a lot of fans were saying, he caught the ball. The rep it was a good rep. He caught it. A lot of people were saying, Denzel Ward won the rep. He didn't score. He caught it, but he didn't get in.
Okay.
I say it was a win for the Browns. I know that was corny.
No,
but
it's not corny, no.
Listen, iron sharpens iron, and so does man sharpens man.
Absolutely.
And everybody hit their mark. The route was crisp. The throw was crisp. The defense was. As coaches, you can't hope for a better outcome because say he would have dropped the ball. Now the offensive coaches and the wide receiver coach is like, "Oh man, you gotta catch the ball."
Right.
And then the defense coach is like, "Oh yeah, it was a great win. It was a great victory for one side." But I believe that play proved that it was a victory on all sides. The throw, the catch, and the defense.
See him look that good.
Man, it was awesome. And, I would argue, they have Denzel Ward rated, I believe in some polls, top 5.
Okay.
Others, top 10. I think Denzel Ward is a top 5, top 3 defender, cornerback in the National Football League. It's just his ability to accelerate and to his makeup speed is tremendous.
Right.
So that rep right there, he's locked in.
Anytime you see him, he's locked in.
I think we need a nickname for Denzel Ward. Is it? Does he got a nickname already?
Have a nickname?
It's like because his last name is Ward, and I think we need one that. They need to make shirts.
The fans will come up with one.
They need to make shirts and gear for Denzel
just
Ward.
For him and what he's doing, locked in.
I think they talking about his last name Ward, like a prison ward.
Okay.
Like lockdown. You on lockdown. And I'm the warden.
I'm jamming you up.
And our producer just showed us the warden,
Warden?
Denzel Ward.
Okay, the warden. I like
the
it.
warden.
See, you already
Because he's putting wide receivers on lockdown.
I love it.
I love it. And talking about training camp, there was a fight.
You hear that chant out there?
I hear the chant.
Here we go.
And again, we are live right here in front of Brown's training camp.
Right.
And last week in practice, there was a fight, right, between the offense and defense.
But you said they was out at the spa.
We're not saying the spa.
Wait a minute, okay.
Lord, put some Perel on your hands. Is this a spa treatment for you?
Yeah, a little spa.
No. Listen, it was
I'm not
a fight.
used to that. I'm used to nothing. Y'all don't do anything until training camp starts.
Right.
You spend time with the family, like you get that break between June and July when we're going on vacation or spending more family time, because we know once training camp hits, you're gone. And we're not going to basically be seeing you till January.
But in training camp, because they're around each other all the time, you know how we were.
It get a little tense.
You know how you made me become a coach? You was like, man, you in the house too long. I know you retired, but you in the house. I'm seeing you every day, Josh.
Find something to do, sweetheart. I know you retired.
How do you think it is
work
when men are around each other 24/7?
Anyone, not even men, women, friends. You go on vacation with your best friend. You think your best friend stay in the hotel room with her for 7 days. You're like, oh, she gets on my nerves a little bit.
How do you think fans?
I can only imagine.
Right. How do you think fans perceive when they see when they're at training camp watching and the players start fighting? I mean, like,
you gotta spill the tea. Who was fighting?
All out fighting.
Who was fighting?
It was a lineman. I ain't gonna put it.
Okay, a lineman.
Is that what the girls
say? A lineman.
Is that what the girls say? Spill the tea.
You need a little something.
It's the video surface. Yeah, it was an addition to the team.
Okay.
And a linebacker. 5'4". I don't want their names are. Because it can happen to anybody.
Right.
Fights happen all the time in training camps if you look around. Right. I want to know how you think the fans perceive that. I know how I perceive it because, I'm going to go ahead and say, I think, training camp comes to life when there's a fight.
Yeah.
And it feels like, because everybody's on their game. They're ready.
Yeah.
They're ready for,
You gotta understand all the stress, all the tension. They're out here fighting for their jobs. They're out here fighting for their careers. They're out here trying to fight for the fans and make sure that they're ready for this season. So you stressed out. But I know usually when those fights take place after practice, it's over with.
Right.
It's just tension. You won't go. You gotta tap into when you play football. Like you said, you gotta tap into sometimes the worst version of yourself, and you can't just cut that off when the play's over. You know?
That's the thing. Cutting it off.
But then hold on, wait a minute. And I'm not saying this happened with this particular situation, but have you ever been in practice and you felt like someone was trying to play you? Like, we're practicing. Why are you trying to juke me and embarrassing me? I'm up here trying to get my job, make sure my job is secure. Right. You ever feel like somebody was trying to embarrass you or trying to sabotage you, what you're doing out there? Then I would be out there fighting. Like, hold on, don't throw the ball at my head like that.
That's what training camp is.
What?
Training camp is basically every man for themselves. You're fighting for not just your team, but for a spot on the team.
So should you be out there trying to
do your best?
To do your best.
You're trying to dog that guy.
Your team, okay, all
because you're not only playing, these guys won't only be competing for spots on the Browns.
Right.
There are trades that happen in training camp.
Yeah.
There are additions. There are cuts that will happen in training camp.
Right.
So they're showing their talent to all 32 teams.
Yeah, okay.
All 32 teams.
I got you.
They might bring in a free agent or even a late round draft pick and be like, nah, he not it. That's not it. And they might let this guy go, but he has to play his heart out for the rest of the 31 teams that's out there. Because the film don't lie.
Right.
So you're dogging this guy in training camp.
Mm-hmm. It's not personal.
It's not personal.
It's business.
You got my last name on the back is what I'm playing for in my entity.
Right.
And each player feels like that until the 53-man roster is out.
You can relax a little bit.
No, it's...
So you can't never, that's why they need a spa days. You can't never relax.
You in this spa
I'm not saying relax like that, but you can be like, whoo, okay, I made the cut. But then you can still
I was relaxed.
Okay, like, whoo.
When I made the cut.
Yeah, okay.
But when I scored...
For like a day.
One day.
See, I got him. I told you.
But when I scored my first touchdown against the Lions...
You wanted more?
I thought it was good. Like, I'm going to be on the team. I'm a staple. After 2 weeks had passed...
Ain't nobody doing it like me.
Yeah, I thought that. I thought so. 2 weeks had passed. The coordinator came to me and was like, "What, you thought you good because you scored a little touchdown a game that didn't even matter for us?" I knew at that moment. I looked in his face and he was like, I knew at that moment it's always, what have you done for me lately?
Oh, okay.
Because if you don't, you have to continue to ball out.
Right.
The NFL is the best against the best. It's the best of the best in the world.
Right.
So if you got, they're always looking for fresh talent. Why you think they paying all these general managers and the scouting directors? They got road scouts. They always looking for somebody younger
faster,
and better who can do it for cheaper.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why I play so many positions. That's why special teams was so great for me.
And it was, and I applaud you for being able to handle the type of criticism that you can handle. Because I wish an offensive coordinator would come up to me and say, "You think you all that? Because you scored one little funky touchdown."
What you would do?
I'd probably be fired.
Yeah, you'd be out of the NFL. I'd be like, baby.
I'd be like, baby, I had a good first week.
We making it? We in the top 5% of the percentile in income? You'd be like, nah,
I'd be like, who else for it?
Give me that application.
I know.
I'm like, application?
Maria, going down to their McDonald's. I think Chick-fil-A might pay a little bit more than McDonald's. Going down there to Chick-fil-A get you a
They don't take too kindly to cursing out the coach. But no, we all tell younger guys.
You're make me feel insignificant. That touchdown matters, baby. That touchdown matters.
I know it does. But listen to this.
What he said to it. Who was I? Go get him.
Listen to this. I know you got my back, baby.
Always.
Always. A coach would tell a player, you know, it's bigger than that. You and my mom told me when I wanted to get into it with a coach, because all the young guys getting cussed out. I mean, the fans will be like, "Oh my gosh, the kids! They gotta cover the kids' ears." Remember our defensive coordinator, a couple years back in 2018, Greg? Oh my gosh, he would take pride in cursing out the players and using such curse words that I was like, "Oh my God, can I hear this?" As a
because
coach?
really, you don't curse like that.
No, I just
was a religious family. Your mom's a pastor.
It ain't got nothing to do about that.
I know, but it sucks because you're forced to be around people who, like when Josh would play, and I would hear a particular coach was cursing at one of the players who I knew was like probably about to be a pastor. You know, like
I
he
remember.
doesn't curse, he doesn't drink. Why does he have to be subjected to that type of treatment?
That's the NFL.
I know.
In some places.
It's the culture. Yeah, in some places. And not every coach is like that.
And not every coach is like that.
As a man, it's emasculating.
I had a chance to talk to Greg. He became the defensive coordinator. He was the defensive coordinator, and then he became the interim head coach.
Did he go to like the Jets?
Yeah, he's coaching not the CFL, but the USFL.
Okay, all right.
Or the XFL. One of them.
Yeah.
But I had a chance to talk to him, and he said, as long as my guys doing what they need to, he said he's a disturber. I have to disturb their peace in such a way that they do and act in the way that I need them, so I can keep my job and pay my bills. And that hit me differently. Yeah. Because even though I understood, understood, I wanted to be like, but do you have to do it
in that way?
I'm like, there are different ways. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yes.
But I did understand.
Because you could be a disruptor, but you don't have to be a disruptor in that way. You don't have to be negative. You don't have to be toxic. You don't have to disrespect people.
There's a time and place. Let me tell you this. There's a time and place. Now, I posted something on my story the other day of the Atlanta Falcons special teams coach cursing out his guys in the classroom. Okay. And it was because Devontae Freeman got a punt blocked. Okay. And a guy missed the tackle, and they scored off of it. So he just was laying into his guys. But it's a time and a place, and that was the time and the place. Okay. I mean, he laying into him, cussing him out like, look at this type of ish. Like, you think you were gonna make it in this league playing like this? Yeah. And it was in closed doors. It was in the meeting room. He had got a punt blocked, and they scored a touchdown off of his mistake. And it was the most egregious thing, and they lost the game. Right. So he laid into him, rightfully so. But I'm talking about
does that work for every personality though?
It doesn't.
Because our son Israel.
It does not work.
I try to tell you, like you have kids. Every kid has a different personality. You know how to motivate one kid versus another. So sometimes you're out here cursing out someone. Does that really? Is it as effective as just talking to someone straight up? Like, look, you did this is what you did wrong.
And that's a good question.
And with this new generation out here, you can attest for it. This new generation is different. They don't like to be talked to like that. Exactly. And it's not it's more of a mental health thing. So I think the coaching might need to change as the new generation comes in.
But see, that's the thing. The NFL is the NFL, right? And they're going to always make people and players and coaches adapt to them. Right. And if I'm a coach, you got to adapt to me. Right. And that's how That's just how it works in the NFL. Yeah. They're going to football in the NFL is the biggest team sport.
Yeah.
So this is the biggest team sport where players come from all different walks of life, and that makes you recognize how important your coach is. How can he take the biggest team sport and make them something special? That makes you a great coach.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That makes you a great coach.
And also when coaches are out there fussing at people, their jobs are on the line too. Right. Just a lot of, just very cutthroat.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely, man. I just, the whole coaching aspect and the fight that happened in training camp, and I think Coach Stefanski has done a good job motivating his players. He actually was seen punishing them, making them run sprints, which I thought was like, okay.
You're ashamed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I talk to Coach Stefanski every now and then. I send him a text. Good job, good win. I want to be like, I want to say, hey, man, make them run around the neighborhood a few times, man.
That wasn't enough for you.
Oh, we run sprints every day after practice.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, sprints? Make them bear crawl. Make them climb one of the houses.
I know one of my workouts, I had to do 100 burpees. I almost died. Let me see them big boys do them burpees.
But I think he does feel that with a young team, he has to be more expressive, more disciplined.
You have to, on
purpose.
I love it. Definitely. Okay, so Josh, let me jump into my Hey family. And this time, we're out here in Berea at the opening of the Browns training camp. As you can hear behind us, they're getting ready. They're letting the fans know how this experience is going to be. I think they're on the doors in about 10-15 minutes. But I want to kind of cater my Hey family to, sports. So let me just ask you this, family. What do you think about this question?
Go ahead.
Say you get some season tickets, right? Every year, you re-up on your season tickets, right? Now, say the season tickets went on sale, and usually when they go on sale, Josh, somebody got to provide a credit card number because they go fast, right? So say you and your boys, y'all getting some season tickets fast, right? And they're like, Josh, put on your credit card, because we don't want to miss out, you don't want to miss them, and we'll pay you back later, right? Yeah. Now, say the season starts. Okay. The game about to start. 1 week away from week 1, and they still haven't paid you the money back for the passes. Do you let them attend that game? Now, Josh, I know you a little friendlier than me.
I am. I'll be at the game, halftime, be like, oh, no, don't get nothing to eat. You going to give me the rest?
So you don't let them come to the game even though they didn't pay you back for the season tickets?
Because I wouldn't go in with somebody who I thought couldn't do it. When we would make bets, like when we would do things on the team, if I had a bet or wager on the team, like I'm saying, oh, I bet you this or I bet you that, I know where they work. I know we do payroll deducts. I'm like, man, nah, you lost the bet, man. We play cards or whatever. Payroll deduct. I know where you work. If I know them, I'm like, yeah, you work at such and such down there. I'll be right. I'm good to go to the game. I'll be right there. If you work at Walgreens, I'm at Walgreens.
I'm not right. Say he's dodging you up until say because those ticket seasons, the tickets go on sale months before the season starts. So this person has had months to pay you back. They haven't paid you back. So they started dodging you, and then the day before the game, like, all right, man, what row we in? What section we in? Where my tickets at?
I'm like, we? Oh, no, man,
we didn't put in on this.
My family put in and took your spot. Oh, yeah, man, you can't. That's how people get finagled.
Yeah.
It's called finagle. That's called the overlay. That's called the overlay underlay.
The overlay underlay.
The overlay underlay is making somebody pay for something and then giving them just talking until it's time to do something and you feel like you can just not pay.
Right. Would you give it away or would you?
I wouldn't give it away. It'd be I'll use it for myself and my people, my family.
Maybe you could because I was thinking people fall out about that all the time.
All the time.
Not paying someone back in enough time. I think it should be established, but if it were me and I had something that I paid for a friend, unless they came to me and said, hey, my money got a little funny, I thought I'd be able to afford this, I could get you back, maybe towards the middle of the season. Why you saying no like that, Josh? Because I'm thinking of credit cards and finance charges and things like that, but usually...
I ain't thinking about that. I'm thinking about getting and seeing my team. You either pay or you're not. You either go. You going? No.
Okay. It's on one of those reseller accounts.
Man, what?
But it's still your friend. So your friend said, "Hey, I know I'm supposed to pay you back, but I can't do it right now. Would you still let him go?" He's playing around.
We gonna catch you next year, man. It's gonna still go Browns. Go dog. We still have a good year. I'm be there with a stranger. Like we good. We gonna be there rooting together.
Oh my
Dogs
goodness.
United. I did. Can I jump in on that? Hey, family.
Go ahead. You got one?
I got one.
Oh my Lord. Okay, go
because
ahead.
I dealt with this being a with you and your family. When we went to Kent State. Your family went to was Ohio
Columbus,
State.
Ohio. So it's Buckeyes all day.
So we played Ohio State. Your family had Ohio State jerseys on, and then Kent State jerseys on underneath it. What if?
That mean they had you closer to their heart?
No, that just means that they were hot. It was 112 degrees. Pick one. Your daughter has my last name. Come on, put the Kent State jersey on for 1 week.
For one day, for one game.
They blew us out 50 to 14.
But you did your thing when y'all played.
Come on.
You did your thing.
I did. So my question is, for Browns fans, if you have a spouse or a girlfriend that's a fan of a different team, that's the question. If you have a spouse or a fan of a different team, how do you decide who to cheer for when they play each other or when they're playing separately? How do you decide that, right? Because like, is that even legal?
Well, that's the thing.
Like,
usually, and it's that
to date a Steelers fan, if you're a Browns fan,
usually it wouldn't be the person who you.
Can that happen?
Usually, it wouldn't be the person that you're dating would be a fan of the opposite team. It would be their families. I've always heard about that. I've never really seen a Browns fan married to a Steelers fan. I've seen a Browns fan. I've seen a Browns couple, and their family, like their in-laws, are Steelers fans and things like that. But I just don't think it could work.
And then the kids.
Who they cheer for? The kids all confused.
Oh, y'all like, because you know how when you have a son, like when we had our children, I was literally going to the kids like, daddy, 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 daddy,
oh,
daddy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Daddy. And what they say when their first words.
They did. So how do you do as far as sports go?
Go to the little newborn.
Get that in that subliminal, their subconscious mind. Josh, your family was Washington, what is it, the Commanders now?
Commanders, yes.
All day Commanders fans. Was it hard for them to transition over to being Browns fans for you?
No.
So what happens when you played out there in Washington?
They when I played, my friends did the same thing your parents did.
See?
They had the Redskins Commanders jersey on. And then when I scored a touchdown, my first receiving touchdown, they raised it up. Like, oh yeah, Chris.
Because honestly, you don't want to go into another stadium, because I remember, so the girls, sometimes as wives, the Browns wives, we would get together, we would go to certain away games, right? And this one particular time we were going to the Steelers, we were going on an away game out to Pittsburgh. And they started a whole little kind of like a group chat saying, "Oh, just make sure you don't wear any Browns gears. We don't want to get any fights or anything like that." And I'm like, I just started ignoring it at this point. I'm going to wear what I want to wear.
Are strict. I told my parents not to come to Oakland.
Oh, really?
When we played the Raiders, I told my parents, "Don't come." I said, "Stay at the hotel," because I didn't feel like running up into the stands to defend them. Because they treated us like Browns fans treat Steelers fans in our stadium.
But I wore my Browns gear proudly at Heinz Field, and it had I get little comments, but I get comments right back. It wasn't, I don't know, I just feel like it's love. Like I feel like I know it's not love everywhere, but they were so petrified. They like, do not wear, and I had to drive separately because I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. I wore my Browns gear, I wore my Cribs jersey to the field, and I was actually, I don't know how my tickets got jacked up. I was actually sitting like 50-yard line, 2 rows back on the Steelers side. It was like, but I still had my Brown stuff on, and no one messed with me. It was like, I'm expecting to talk crap at a game when, I know the environment I'm in. I can dish it right back, and it was fine.
Knowing when to stop. Because you will mess around and talk to a Browns fan that's had a little too much to drink. And if you're a fan of a different team, you getting sucker punched.
Oh yeah, okay.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of a different team and an opposing team,
if you do too much trash,
go ahead and sit down.
You know your restraints. Like, okay, I sat down in the Steelers,
etiquette,
and I'm like, okay, I'm in the Steelers zone, and I'm not gonna be, I'm a cheer. I'm not gonna be, boisterous, to that extreme. But I do think. So back to your initial question, I do think that you can be in a relationship with someone whose family supports it different. But as far as
a spouse that
I don't think that could work.
Opposites attract.
Yeah,
I seen some Steelers fans and Browns fans join.
And how they doing now? They last a long time?
Let me say this. Opposites attract.
Yeah, for a while. They start getting
Steelers fans.
At a particular age, start getting nerves. It's too much work.
Right, let me say this. Good.
Yeah.
Steelers fans is like vampires and Browns fans is like lichens or vice versa.
Oh, like the
vampires and lichens. Werewolves and vampires. That's Steelers and Browns.
Right.
They don't like the mix.
Okay.
But when they do, there's a powerful union, right? Like the movies.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
There's great things that happen.
Right.
Because there's a lot of passion involved.
Right. It's all love, but I do see where it can be a little tension. But I would think that in a perfect situation, it would be all
you
work
do
out.
see the tension. There's immediate tension.
I've never really seen the Browns and Steelers fan really. My Uncle Joe and his ex-wife, ex-wife.
Picture this.
Her family was diehard Steelers fans, and Andy, and he's not even. No, he was a Steelers fan too.
Picture this. I'm on a date with a beautiful Maria.
Here we go. Now you got my vision.
And then I'm like, yeah, so what do you like to do? I like to go to the Steelers game. Check.
He needs some Ricola.
Waiter, check. Check. I can't, this not gonna work.
Josh, but honestly, even when it comes to you, when you see when Steelers fans come across you, they still want your picture. They still have much respect for you because they're like, man, you used to do a number on our team.
Tomlin,
all love it at the end of the day.
when I coached for the Browns,
I remember.
Tomlin stood at the middle field when I was warming up my guys. He said, Cribs. And he looked at me and said, respect.
Yes.
And I was like, oh yeah, of course. I scored 1,000 touchdowns on your team.
You tickle like this, like.
And no, I gave him respect. Because all the time, she said, was I tickled?
Tomlin called my name. Tomlin called my name.
No.
Do the running man.
I was looking like, who, me? You respect me? But I got it though. I would score, most of my touchdowns came off the
You played
Steelers.
extra hard when y'all played the Steelers.
And most of the touchdowns I would score, we would lose those games. We would be up with 8 minutes left. We would be up by 12, by 14. But then Ben Roethlisberger, I can't say Roethlisberger. I went to college with Ben, against Ben.
It's all love.
I beat him and Charlie Fry.
You did.
You know, so, but Ben Roethlisberger, one of the greatest quarterbacks out there.
Hold on, now I'm
retired.
mad.
But he would come back and win.
You used to beat them all day long.
All day. And they would come back and win.
And then they ended up getting drafted, but you didn't get drafted.
Hey, that's how I don't regret it.
I do. Now hold on, now I'm upset. We did. You used to beat them every year in college, both of them.
Yes.
How they get drafted and you didn't?
Because
How did they end up being remain QBs and you didn't? How they end up making more money than you? Now I'm mad.
because it was
Cut the mics, I'm
it was
mad.
ordained.
I'm mad. Now I'm mad. Hold on,
It was ordained that I would be an all-decade return specialist,
but still.
break records at the return game, and then join Big Play and become a Hall of Famer.
If I used to beat them every year, dog them every year, I understand what you're saying.
Okay,
but that's not something's not right. The math ain't mathing.
It was ordained.
Okay, it was ordained. All right.
That I was to do that.
Okay.
That path. It was because I was a baseball player.
Right.
And then football became that was my number 2 sport.
I know, but we're not talking. See, you're so nice. You're missing what I'm trying to say. You used to dog walk them in college. Both of those QBs. How did they end up getting drafted and you didn't?
Maria's fine.
How they end up remaining QBs and you didn't?
Relationship.
Yeah, now I'm upset.
Burn them, Maria.
Got my pressure up. I don't know if it's my pressure or menopause. I'm hot now. I'm hot.
You're the fire out here.
But it's all good. They had wonderful careers and it worked out for you. No one's crying for you. It worked out for you, right?
Yes.
But hold on. As they're letting, and I wish you guys could see the view. They're letting the fans in right now. The doors are opening. The training camp out here in Berea.
It's packed out here.
Good afternoon,
Oh,
it's packed.
why they got yellow and
That's their team.
Oh, black and yellow. That could.
That's
Oh, hey, how y'all doing?
That's their team. That's right here in Ohio.
I see black and yellow, and I just thought Steelers. Okay,
No,
throw me off a little
it's
bit.
great.
This
Those
young
are the
football team out here. Oh, Riverside.
Yes.
Okay, Riverside's out
I'm about
here.
to say, Maria's more shell-shocked than me.
I've seen that black and yellow.
Now, according to the Browns fans code, I'm not allowed to wear black and gold of any kind.
Yeah.
I can wear black with other colors. I can wear gold with other colors, but not the same.
together.
Not
Not
together.
together.
That is
What I was gonna say,
forbidden.
babe, now they're letting people in. This line has got It's all the way down the street. Fans are lining up to get here in the training camp. Who do you think the fans are hoping to see when it comes to a training camp experience out here? At the Big Play Podcast booth, huh?
No, okay, with active fan. You gotta be more serious.
No, because the Browns definitely call you and have you come to training camp. We're not talking about who on the current roster right now. Who do you think they're hoping? Who do you think will get you most autographs?
I think they're hoping to see Nick Chubb. They're hoping to get a Nick Chubb, the silent killer, the silent beast. They're hoping to get an autograph from David Njoku, Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Deshaun Watson.
I think I would want Deshaun Watson.
Amari Cooper. We got some stars.
Let me get that photo.
Our defense is stacked too.
Hold on. But for you, okay, this might be me being weird. I don't want an autograph. I want a photo. Has that changed at all with social media and things like that?
I think.
But y'all want a photo?
I think fans want both.
Photo. Okay, see, photo.
I need something tangible.
I'm like, what do I do with this autograph?
Because I'm not gonna print the photo off. They're gonna post it on their social media. But that could have been you running up on a picture. But it's different if I got something tangible that remembers you far after I got this. They signed it personally.
Okay.
Because that picture they didn't touch.
Right.
They was in it.
Right.
But how valuable is that? Right.
Would it be
I
wrong?
can sell this one day.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Sell the picture.
You can't sell a picture, just a picture that nobody signed.
Well, wait a minute. Now, see, this is me wondering, wishing if I were a professional athlete. I would probably be stingy with my autograph. Does that water it down when you sign so much? Like,
I don't
there's
think
certain
so.
players that you know they're not going to sign anything.
Certain players don't
say their
sign
names, but okay.
as much.
Okay.
I see it as a thank you to the fans.
Right. Oh, you
It has always served me great. I be like, here, man. Yeah, here.
Enjoy your time.
It's a thank you to the fans. They spend their hard-earned money to come to the games and stand out there, especially in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Now, if this was any other place, like, let's say the Indianapolis Colts, they got the nice indoor facility. Fans can come there and wear regular. I love you too.
Say, Johnny, love you. Hey, follow us on Big Play, baby.
Fans can come to Indianapolis in the Dome.
Does it feel weird to have like a grown man, just a random grown man, just yell out, "Josh, I love you"?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Growing up, my mommy didn't tell me she loved me that much. So I'm like,
oh, your mom?
No, I'm just joking.
Your mom was yelling in the fans' stands too.
Grown man, I love you. Your mom loves you more than she loves me.
Your mom is one of my biggest fans.
How you doing?
I'm the biggest fan. I'm your biggest fan.
Oh, we out here live.
I appreciate that.
And you know this. And you know this, Josh.
I love your gear.
Yeah, you're looking good out here. Who you hoping to see today? Out here.
We're asking who's he's hoping to see.
Who is that?
Out here.
All them rookies.
All the rookies. Oh, he got all the rookies.
Welcome to the land.
Oh, I love that.
Welcome to the land.
Welcome to the land. You gonna welcome? Okay, I like
I want to see new talent.
New talent.
I want to see new talent.
The new talent coming in here. Yeah. Okay.
I like
I want one, sir.
There you go.
You know I
Right
want
there you
one,
go.
sir. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. I love you, dude.
I love you too. Good afternoon. Thank you, man.
You love me?
You his wife, I can't say
He said he can't tell me he loves his wife.
you his wife.
You see that? Now that's respect right there. He love you. He love you
I love you in
through
the name
me.
of Jesus.
If they love me, they love you because you're a part of me.
I just need him to say it, and he didn't say it.
Nah, that means he love you
know what
too.
I'm gonna do.
He love you too. Don't give him the ugly cry. Don't give him the ugly. You got some tissue.
It's a respect thing.
It's a respect
I can't
thing.
tell another man's wife I love her.
It can be located on the east side.
Oh, okay. He's sitting this. He don't know we doing a live podcast.
We live out here.
Oh, you can hear me. Oh, you can hear me.
They was waiting. They were waiting.
Tell him make sure he follows us at the Big Play Podcast. We can catch up with John. Oh, you do? Okay, okay.
Awesome.
Okay, every day. How y'all doing? The Pee-wee. Hey. The future Brownie. Out here at training camp, baby. Yes. Everybody's so excited, fired up. Oh, they bringing their kids. It's going to turn into an autograph session in a second. Oh, my goodness. They done caught on. They're like, wait a minute, that voice sounds familiar. Is that Josh Crib? Josh, you know I was listening on
She's nervous, mommy. Come on.
Go ahead, take it. Go ahead. I like your heart on your shirt.
Say thank you, Josh.
You welcome.
Oh, she's shy. Oh, Josh got a little group coming over here.
What's up, guys?
Baby, you know what happens the first time? Because remember when you started playing, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, go ahead, you come on. Remember when you first started playing, they didn't make your jerseys.
Nope.
Remember that?
I remember.
So I was walking in the stadium one day, you know, at a game. And I seen some woman with the 16 Cribs jersey on, almost about broke down.
Oh, you thought I gave it to her?
They didn't sell it. So I said, who is she walking around with my husband's last name on her jersey?
She was like, Cribs, that's me. I'm Cribs.
Because I didn't even have one yet. They didn't sell them. I didn't know that you can go down to the pro shop downtown and get them custom made. But I was confused. I said, oh, he got another woman up here at the game. Like, he not listening. He got another woman walking around the stadium with his last name on. I'm about to pull up our hair. I'm gonna go rip you off I'm gonna get you off the field, man.
Oh my goodness.
Get her up the game. Like, hold on, I need to see Josh Chris. He ain't running nothing back right now. He had to come talk to his wife.
Awesome, babe.
Hold on, is that Detroit Lions shirt?
That is not Detroit again.
East and West sides. Check out our new kids-only digital.
Oh, you played on the Detroit Lions at your young age, huh?
The youth.
Oh, the youth.
Flag on contact.
Puppy pound adoption.
Y'all play flag or y'all be tackling? You tackling? You older than them?
Enjoy your time at today's training camp.
Okay, go ahead. You run fast though. Look at these kids up here. Oh my goodness. Josh, I was going to ask you too while we're out here. Did you happen to see? Because you know, let's discuss trending topics. Did you happen to see? Because we were just in Vegas the other day for the fight. Did you happen to see the fan throwing the water on stage at Cardi B?
Yes,
did you see that?
I did.
And did you see Cardi toss that mic right at her head?
Yeah, she tried to. I thought it was a bad idea.
I think she missed.
Cardi B, you ain't no quarterback.
I don't know, but I don't understand. The thing is, I don't understand. I'm just saying this because with training camp going on, I like how the fans know how to, they stay in their lane, they respect when they're there, they enjoy themselves. And so when I saw that, but when I saw that video of what happened to Cardi B, I was just thinking, you gotta spend a lot of money to fly out to Vegas because one of your favorite artists are going to be performing. Spend money on the tickets, and then to get up there, you have to travel, go through line, and wait for the concert, to start. But then to get up there and assault someone, whether you're throwing something like all these fans now are throwing stuff on stage. I just can't understand doing that. You know what I mean?
Right. I can't understand the fact that. I think it was misinterpreted.
Hey, buddy, let me see that. I don't want none. Let me just see it.
Retaliation, though.
Look at this. I don't know where he got this from. Now I can take this with some Tito's in it. What's he here?
Tito.
Oh, he too young. That's just lemonade. Where you get that from?
She's plain. She means extreme lemonade.
Over there, they got some. Okay, thank you. That looks good. How y'all doing?
You can't tell no.
I was talking about the car. This has turned into an autograph session in the box. I love it.
You are silly.
No,
you just told him he should have some Tito's.
No, I said I need some Tito's.
Where are your parents?
How old are you, young man? 8? Okay. Who you hoping to see out here today? Chubb. You got it right, Chubb. Who you hoping to see? Chubb. Oh. How about you? Who you hoping to see out here?
Nah, everybody.
Chubb? Everybody's Chubb fam. What about you? Chubb. They just like Chubb.
Who you think?
I always hear about Chubb, always hear about Gary.
Yeah, let me sign.
Okay.
And get this.
Get you, Josh. You love the fans, don't you?
Of course.
And of course.
Go ahead, baby.
No, I'm out here. I'm just excited to be out here. I can't believe the line has quadrupled. It's all the way down the street. The fans are here. And y'all got to come down here to Berea. I think training camp's only, is it a week or 2? How many weeks of training camp? 2 weeks. And it's so worth it. It's a whole experience for the entire family.
This whole family.
And we set up right here in somebody's front yard. Somebody was so gracious enough to let us use their front yard. Our cars are parked right here. Yeah, baby. How you doing?
That whole family, like Nick Chubb, right?
Yep.
Did you know that Nick Chubb's equivalent, I won't say equivalent, but there's another running back in the NFL right now.
Okay.
Who's the top 5 back in the NFL, Jonathan Taylor.
Right.
He had a meeting with his owner.
At the entry of Kansas.
And then immediately after meeting with the owner,
not his owner.
The owner.
Okay, because
he requested a trade.
That took me back to a different. Yeah, he laughing like don't say his owner, Josh. He laughing too. Don't say his owner.
Well,
the owner of the team, not his owner. Right. Okay. There we go.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Enjoy your time.
And immediately after, he requested a trade.
Good afternoon, Browns fans.
And I'm like, I can't imagine that, a Nick Chubb, somebody who's supposed to be the staple, because without Jonathan Taylor on the Colts, that's equivalent to a Nick Chubb and how important he is to our offense.
Right.
Jonathan Taylor is more important because they don't have the team that we have.
Lemonade. You see his lemonade?
He was thinking about that Tito that she was talking about.
Here,
You understand?
put your writband on. Look. You get one of these. Here, you too. Put a wristband on. There you go. Big play. And you get one too. There you go. He put it on too. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Hey, cutie. I'm sorry. So when he met with the owner of the team,
He met with the owner of the
he must not
team.
like what he was talking about just left.
The owner basically was like, you know, players are a dime a dozen. You know, we're not gonna put one guy over the next. I mean, it was just disrespectful. Everybody, even Colts fans, was like, "What?" All the fans were like, "What?" So it's equivalent. That's equivalent to us. You know, our ownership not giving Nick Chubb a contract.
Right. When he's top five.
Jonathan Taylor's a top 5 running back right now.
And he gonna say, absolutely. Players come a dime a dozen. Okay, we'll go find one that's producing like I'm
I think they will suffer as a team,
they should.
Especially without Jonathan. I think that's not going to serve them well.
Right.
And I'm further glad because look, the Browns, we used to have a lot of turmoil on our teams, contracts. I mean, I had a contract situation, pay the man. But there was lots of turmoil, quarterback controversy every year because we were one of the worst teams, right? So we always have to get a new quarterback. So
her ball hostage.
I couldn't imagine. Oh, I'm sorry. I just couldn't imagine us being in that situation with Nick Chubb. So I think shame on ownership for the Indianapolis Colts right now.
That was a coach?
Yeah, that was a coach.
Wow.
And let's go Browns.
How does it feel that people still want your autograph, man?
How does it? It feels awesome. It lets me know that I did a good job here with the team. It lets me know job well done. How many footballs y'all got? What?
Our kids are playing.
Oh, they playing. Good mom.
Our kids are playing. So we're
The kids ran on. And y'all okay? I understand.
If y'all see Njoku out there, tell him my cousin wants to know if he's single. Okay, thank you.
Don't she just playing? I'm sorry. Like Maria's good.
They crazy them over there at Big Play. They want to know if you single, though. Have fun out there. How you doing? You know one thing I was going to ask you, Josh?
And coach or dad? Okay.
Hey, how you doing? Riverside. What city is that? Painesville, man. Okay. Y'all plan on doing good this season?
Oh, yeah.
You're doing wait.
They're
11, 12, okay. What position are you? Middle linebacker?
Middle linebacker.
Wide receiver. You look like wide receiver with the glasses. You got the whole look on.
Y'all go in there and take notes.
Quarterback? Oh, you okay.
He like, man, I'm
he
the
got the
quarterback.
arm on him, okay.
That's
Who y'all hoping to see out here at training camp?
This Moxon right here. Varsity Blues.
Miles Garrett and Nick Chubb. I told you, Miles Garrett and Nick Chubb. I love it. I love how much they mean to this team. Man. You know, I was going to ask you, Josh, we were talking about this earlier. When you said there were certain coaches that would like yell at the players. With the players that get paid more money, no, thank you. With the players that had the big time contracts, would they get a little bit more leeway?
Yes.
I know.
Productivity breeds leniency.
Okay.
So coaches will be lenient with you if you produce. If you the star running back, you can get away with coming a little late
hold on,
sometimes.
but that's not what I'm saying though.
You'll get fined.
Because just because someone necessarily got to pay, like okay, for example, you didn't get drafted, you didn't get that big payday coming in. Some of these players get paydays coming in and haven't produced anything. They still get more leeway with what they're anticipating them to do.
Yes.
Like, have you seen players with $1 million yell back at a coach with no repercussions?
Yes. Absolutely. They still get fined though.
But you over there like, oh.
Yes. I'll tell you. I was, Maria.
Oh my goodness.
Here you go. Productivity breeds leniency all day. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, we love
Josh is having a full-blown autograph session. The mic cracking up while we're out here at the opening day of training camp. And I just say the weather is beautiful out here today. It's not too hot, kind of an overcast. I love these kind of days to come out here and support our local team. perfect. Got the hats and everything.
The only team that need people.
Josh, you know we got the Cavs, we got the Guardians, we got so many teams out here support, but there's nothing
during
like
football season. It's Brownstown.
It's Brownstown. I think it's Browntown all year round.
All year round.
That's right.
Right.
You want to rap back because you turned this into an autograph section.
Yeah, it's an autograph session.
But
it's okay.
It's okay.
But those topics I'm gonna bring up next week as well.
Okay.
Because when we talk about Jonathan Taylor being a staple, we talk about the fights at practice, the camaraderie that it built.
Right.
I think some of those things are necessary.
Absolutely.
Teams actually prepare themselves for a fight. Right. They feel like the players feel like it's not we ain't do our best yet. We ain't hit our mojo unless there's a fight that break out. And they already had one. That's just them going at it.
Is it just me? I just realized. What time is it?
I don't know what time it is.
It's what time? 1:20. Did they all call off work? Wait a minute. I took vacation.
What day is this?
She said they took vacation time for this. I just thought about like it's Tuesday in the afternoon. Oh, I love it.
Extended lunch break.
Extended lunch break. I'm gonna go down to the training camp real fast on my 15-minute break. Look, on my 15-minute break, Josh. Come back 3 hours later.
Yeah, my tire flat.
Like for some reason, they cleaned up my desk. My cubicle's gone now. Look, I get a lot of people asking how can they find us, how can they follow the Return with Josh and Maria Cribs. Make sure you follow us on Big Play Podcast. They're on our social. We got Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're also on YouTube as well. That's where you can find the show. We broadcast live every Tuesday, and then the stream or it drops live on Tuesday nights across all their platforms. You also can watch it live on their Facebook page, The Big Play Podcast. You guys, we've had an amazing time out here. Love the top. We're probably going to follow up to what we did today here at training camp. It was a wonderful experience. Shout out to Ken and his wife Mary over there watching us. We got a studio audience. We got a studio audience, man. I love it. I love it. So right there in the front row, right? So again, make sure you check us out on the Big Play Podcast. That's what we'll be. We got to go out here and find Tracy. We got to go out here and get more. All right. Thank you guys so much. That is our episode of The Return with Josh and Maria.